My friend, there was a time I traveled to Japan for a medical conference, and what surprised me most wasn't the advanced technology or the tall buildings, it was the way older people walked. Elderly women, 85, even 90 years old, moved slowly and gently, but with a steadiness that made me ask myself, what has kept their knees so strong for so long? As I watched, asked questions, and truly listened, I realized their secret wasn't in medication or complicated treatments. It was in small, daily habits, quiet as a breath, steady as the Japanese spirit itself. I remember an old gentleman in Kyoto who said to me in a calm, warm voice, "We don't try to stay young, we just try to stay flexible." That sentence has stayed with me ever since, a reminder that our knees don't grow old just because of time, but because we stop taking care of them. In this video, I wanted to walk you through 6 of those habits. Very simple things that can completely change the way your legs move at 60, 70, or even 90 years old. If your knees have ever felt weaker, made popping sounds, or hurt when you stand up, then these Japanese secrets may be a gift meant just for you. Habit number 1, slow walking. The art of warming up the knees the way the Japanese have done for centuries. My friend and my first trip to Japan, what caught my attention wasn't the gadgets or the busy streets. It was how older people moved. They didn't rush, they didn't stomp or drag their feet. They walked slowly, lightly, softly, as if every step was a thank you to the knees that had carried them through half a lifetime. One early morning in Kyoto, when the sunlight was still as thin as mist, I saw an elderly man, maybe around 85. He was walking slowly around a park, small steps, steady, breathing. I walked over and started a conversation. He smiled, gentle and clear like a breeze. The knee is like an old friend. He doesn't like being pushed. Go slow, and he'll last longer. That sentence has stayed with me throughout my career. The Japanese often walk slowly for 10, 15 minutes each morning, not to exercise hard, but simply to wake up their knees. When you walk slowly, your body weight is spread more evenly. The muscles around the knee are gently activated. The joint fluid warms up and moves more freely, lubricating surfaces that have stiffened with age. I often ask my older patients, have you ever spent a few minutes just walking slowly to listen to your knees? Most of them shake their heads. But when they try it after just 2 weeks, many tell me their pain is less, their steps feel more stable, and most surprisingly, they feel more at peace. My friend, slow walking isn't just movement. It's a ritual, a quiet conversation between you and your knees. Habit number 2, gentle steps. The quiet magic of light, mindful walking. My friend, if you've ever visited Japan, you'll notice something interesting. Older Japanese people don't run, don't rush, and don't force themselves to walk fast to be strong. They walk, but they walk gently, one step at a time, as if each step has presence, intention, and soul. I remember an elderly woman around 85 walking along the Sumida River. She took small steps, her head slightly bowed, arms swinging softly. No hurry, no heaviness. I walked up to her and asked, "Do you walk like this every morning?" She smiled, a kind, warm smile. I still remember clearly. I walked to listen to my knees. And that's when I realized slow, gentle walking is a secret many people overlook. Science explains it clearly. When you walk slowly, your body has time to distribute force evenly across your knee joints. There are fewer harsh impacts, fewer hard landings that grind away at the cartilage. The muscles around the joint, especially the quadriceps and glutes, activate in a gentle, consistent way, improving stability in the entire leg. But for the Japanese, this isn't just a workout, it's a small ritual of peace. I once asked a 90-year-old man why he always walked as if he were meditating. He replied, "When I walk slowly, my knees feel respected. My body doesn't feel forced." His words stayed with me for years. My friend, you may have believed that to be healthy, you must work out hard, push yourself, do more, go faster. But sometimes it's the most gentle movements that heal us the deepest. Tomorrow, if you have a moment, try stepping outside, taking a deep breath, and walking slowly like the Japanese. No pressure, no goal of how far or how long. Just soft, mindful steps, sending this message to your knees, I'm here with you. Habit number 3, short breaks between activities. The tiny secret that protects your knees for a lifetime. My friend, there's something I learned from the Rapoins after years of observing and working with them. They don't make their knees endure too much. They know how to stop before the body complains. And that habit, so simple you could almost miss it, is one of the reasons so many Japanese elders can still climb stairs squat or walk long distances well into their 80 and 90 years old. I remember an elderly Japanese man named Saito, 82 years old. He was small in stature, but his steps were firm and steady. When I asked for his secret, he laughed softly and said something I will never forget. I don't wait for my knees to hurt before I rest. I rest so they don't have to hurt. In many Western cultures, we often push ourselves to the limit. Finish the task, go a little further, power through, even if our body is begging us to stop. The Japanese often do the opposite. They pause, they take short breaks every 20 or 30 minutes when walking, gardening, cleaning, even cooking. 1 minute, 2 minutes, just a little, but enough for the knees to breathe and recover. I gave this habit to one of my patients, Margot, 74 years old, who always felt heavy, tired knees after cleaning her house. I told her, boss, try this. Take a 90-second break every 20 minutes. Don't push straight through. 1 month later, she came back with a smile I could recognize from across the room. James, I don't understand why such short breaks make my knees feel so much lighter. And that is the magic of small habits. They quietly protect us from big damage. My friends, sometimes it's not that you're weak, it's that you've never given yourself permission to pause. Just one short break can be one of the greatest gifts you give to your knees, the same knees that have carried you your entire life. Habit number 4, 10 minutes a day to unwind the mind, nourishing your knees from the inside out. My friend, it's fascinating when we finally realize this. Knee health doesn't come only from what we eat or how we exercise. It also comes from the state of our mind. The Japanese have a beautiful habit. I'd like you to try each day just 10 minutes to stop, soften the mind, and give the body a bit of true stillness. I once asked an 87-year-old Japanese gentleman who still walked with the steadiness of a much younger man, "Sir, what's your secret?" He smiled kindly, his eyes folding into bright, gentle lines. I let my knees rest, but not just by sitting down. I let them rest by letting my mind be peaceful. You see, when we worry, stress, or carry tension for too long, our bodies tighten up, often without us noticing. Our knees, which carry the full weight of our bodies, are no exception. The muscles around the knees contract, circulation slows down, and that's when dull, nagging pain appears, like a quiet cry for help. I had a patient, Ruth, 72 years old. She told me her knee pain was always worse on days when her emotions were heavy. And that's something science has shown again and again. A tense mind creates a tense body. This is why many Japanese people keep the habit of short meditation or simply sitting by a window drinking green tea, looking out at a small garden. Not forcing themselves to think less, but just allowing themselves to be, to float gently with their own breath. When the mind relaxes, the muscles around the knees relax too. When circulation improves, the joints receive deeper nourishment. When the spirit is calm, the body becomes softer, more flexible, and less painful. My friend, in this journey of caring for your knees, perhaps the most important lesson is this: healing doesn't begin in the knees, it begins in the heart, in the mind. My friend tried beginning with just 10 minutes a day. Sit down, take a deep breath, listen to your body. Sometimes it's in that very moment that your knees finally begin to heal. 5, they keep their minds calm because your knees age right along with your emotions. My friend, here's something many people never expect. Stress can make your knees hurt more. It's not just about muscles or cartilage. It's about your nervous system, your hormones, and the emotional weight you carry day after day. I once asked an elderly Japanese doctor. He was around 82 years old, yet he walked as lightly as someone in their early 50s. Sir, what is the secret behind how well Japanese people keep their knees healthy? He smiled slowly, the kind of smile only someone who lives with deep peace can have. When the heart is light, the body is light. The knees do not hurt when the mind isn't heavy. That sentence stayed with me for years. The Japanese practice short meditations, warm tea rituals, walking under trees, or simply taking a few deep breaths each morning. Not for aesthetics, not because it's trendy, but to keep the body in a state free from tension. When you're stressed, your body releases cortisol, and cortisol tightens your muscles, increases inflammation in the joints, slows circulation, and makes pain feel sharper. I remember Lucille, 74 years old, who had chronic knee pain even though her scans showed nothing severe. She told me, James, my knees hurt the most on days when my heart feels heavy, and I understood immediately. Because your mind and your knees are always talking to each other. I taught her the 4-4-6 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 6 seconds. After 2 weeks, she said, James, this is strange, but my legs feel lighter and I didn't add a single new medication. My friend, sometimes keeping your knees healthy doesn't start with the knees at all. It starts with keeping your heart at peace. When your mind relaxes, your body follows. And your legs, the same legs that have carried you through a lifetime, will thank you for it. Habit number 6. Keep your mind peaceful because your knees feel every emotion you carry. My friend, you might be surprised to learn that one of the greatest secrets behind the strong, flexible knees of the Japanese, well into their 80 and 90, is not exercise. It's not supplements. It's inner peace. The Japanese live by a beautiful philosophy. When the mind is calm, the body becomes calm. And the longer I practice medicine, the more I see how true that is, especially for the knees. I remember Hiroshi, 82 years old, from Okinawa, a region famous for having some of the longest living, healthiest people on earth. When I asked him how he still walked every day without knee pain, he didn't mention medicine or vitamins. He simply smiled and said, I don't let worry stay in my body for too long. You see, when we're stressed, the body releases cortisol, a hormone that tightens muscles, stiffens ligaments, and puts more pressure on the joints. The Japanese understand this well, and so they practice simple daily rituals. 3 minutes of deep breathing each morning, light meditation before bed, admiring seasonal flowers, sipping warm tea while letting the mind settle. I once asked Hiroshi one last question. Do you truly believe this keeps your knees healthy? He nodded slowly. When my mind is light, my steps are light too. My friend, I want you to try something tonight. Sit quietly. Place your hands on your knees. Take a slow, deep breath and let it go. Send your knees a moment of gratitude, for they have carried you through an entire lifetime. Peace doesn't heal everything overnight, but it builds a body that is less tense, less inflamed, less stiff, and a pair of knees that learn how to breathe with you. My friend, the 6 habits we talked about today are not some grand medical breakthrough. They are simple things the Japanese have repeated for decades. What makes them powerful isn't the method. It's the consistency, the way they treat their knees like an old friend who deserves daily care and respect. And I truly believe you can do the same. Whether you're 60, 70, or well into your 90-year-old, your knees can still become stronger, more flexible, and less painful as long as you start with the small things. A few gentle movements, one deep, peaceful breath, a nourishing meal, a moment of listening to your own body. If these messages brought you hope, clarity, or simply the feeling that you're not walking this journey alone, I warmly invite you to subscribe to Heal Fit Health. Not to build numbers, but so we can continue walking together on this path, a path where every video is created with one wish: to help you live lighter, stronger, and happier in the body you call home. Click subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and let's continue opening brighter days for your health.